Hello everyone, so I'm Ashraf, the demonstrator for today. So as mentioned by Dr. Yaya last week, today we're going to do a histological analysis for our microtechnique subject. So have you guys prepared your hibiscus? If yes, then let's begin. So for the first part of this practical, after preparing the materials such as hibiscus and petri dish, we need to trim the hibiscus flower by removing the petals. Next, we trim the style of the hibiscus. After that, I repeat these steps on the second hibiscus flower. So I remove the petals and then I trim the style. So a reminder to all the students is to flame your knife and your forceps before using it, and to let it cool down for a while before using it on the hibiscus plant to dissect the style. After cooling it down, we will dissect the style to obtain the ovary. So after dissecting it, of both the ovaries of the hibiscus, we will cut one into a cross section and another one into a longitudinal section. And both of these sections of the ovary will be placed on different petri dishes as we labeled them earlier in this experiment. So for the next part is the fixation part. So the ingredients we need is the EAF fixative mix solution, specimen bottle for the longitudinal section, specimen bottle for the cross section, incubation chamber at 4 degrees Celsius, and a vacuum chamber. So first, we transfer the EAF fixative mix solution into the labeled specimen bottle. So after that, we immerse the specimen into the respective fixative solution, in which our case cross sections go to cross section bottle and longitudinal sections go to longitudinal bottle. Make sure to remove the fixative bottle caps. After that, put the bottles containing the specimen inside the vacuum chamber and then properly close the chamber lid and switch on the vacuum chamber to apply for 15 minutes. Double check with the lid. After 15 minutes, slowly release the air and open the chamber lid. Then take out the specimen bottle. Next, the specimen bottles will be incubated in the incubation chamber for 1 hour at 4 degrees Celsius. After 1 hour of incubation, the specimen bottles are taken out of the incubation chamber. The vacuum and incubation steps are repeated 3 times. Finally, keep the samples for 2 days at the incubation chamber at 4 degrees Celsius. Part 3. Dehydration and clearing. After 2 days of incubation, the EAF fixative mix solution are removed from the glass vial. Then, the specimens are washed with distilled water at room temperature. This is prior to serial dehydration. After washing it, the distilled water is then removed. So to start the serial dehydration, the specimens will be immersed with 70% of alcohol for 30 minutes. Then, the 70% of alcohol is removed. For the second part of the serial dehydration, the specimen will be immersed in 96% of alcohol for 30 minutes. After that, the 96% of alcohol is removed. For the final part of the serial dehydration, 100% of alcohol is added to the specimen and the specimen is immersed for 30 minutes. Then, the 100% of alcohol is removed. Okay, now we're done with the dehydration and we will continue with the clearing process. So, for the clearing process, we will add 3:1 ratio of absolute ethanol and 100 volume over volume Histoclear. Now, we'll put back the caps for the next step. So the next step is to incubate the specimens for 30 minutes at room temperature. After that, the clearing solution will be removed. For the second part of the clearing process, add 1:1 ratio of absolute ethanol and 100 volume over volume Histoclear and incubate it for 30 minutes at room temperature. After that, the solution of 1:1 ratio of absolute ethanol and 100% volume over volume Histoclear is removed. Over 3 ratio of the clearing solution is added and is also incubated for 30 minutes at room temperature. For the final step of the clearing process, the sample will be immersed in 100% volume over volume Histoclear at room temperature. The sample will be immersed for 15 minutes. This step will be repeated 3 times. Now we're done. Part 4. Infiltration and embedding. So the specimen is placed inside the label cassette and the lid is carefully clipped on. Next, the specimen is infiltrated in the 1:1 ratio of Histoclear and melted paraffin wax, and it is incubated overnight at 60 degrees Celsius. Then, the cassette is removed from the 1:1 ratio of Histoclear and melted paraffin wax. Please take it out using a forceps and with caution. After that, the specimen is transferred into a new tank which only contains melted paraffin wax. Incubated at 60 degrees Celsius for 3 days. Remove the specimens by using the forceps with caution. So now we are ready for the embedding process. We will place the specimen in the holding area which is filled with paraffin wax. After the specimen is ready, take out the specimen and choose the right size of the mold. Dispense the paraffin wax into the mold. Place the specimen and the wax with the area of interest facing down. Then, use a label cassette and place it on the mold and gently press it into the mold. After that, top up with some paraffin wax. The specimen was placed on the cold section of the embedding machine to let the wax cool down, and then we repeat this on the remaining specimens. So we dispense the paraffin wax into the mold, and then we place the specimen in the wax with the area of interest facing down, and then we used a label cassette and place it on the mold with a gently press, and then we top up with some paraffin and then also place it in a cold section of the embedding machine to let the wax cool down. For the first step of the sectioning part, dismantle the knife holder and insert a new disposable blade on the knife holder. Secure it properly. Next, place the cassette with the sample facing outward in the microtome. Secure it in a proper position. Then, release the lock and start sectioning it until it forms a ribbon on your specimen. Then, take the ribbon and carefully place it in the water bath at 42 degrees Celsius. Pick the ribbon using a slide and then label the slide with the appropriate details. So the slides will be left overnight at room temperature, and then the staining step will be carried out by the lab staff. So that's all from me. Bye bye.